Howdy kids, it's me Bob Harris, Senior Editor of FootballDiehards.com. Time for your Week 11 injury review, preview, update, overview. The thing we like to do every Saturday to make sure you're up to speed. Set the table, so to speak, injury-wise, as you're heading into your Week 11 matchup. So, we'll go through them chronologically, as always, so you have an idea of what kind of fallback plans you might need if some of your players appear on this list. As always, things are going to change, right? I'm recording this at about 2 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a 4 p.m. Eastern Time deadline for players like Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Lair to be activated from injured reserve, so watch for that. And also check the FSP staff rankings for all the latest information. Go check a player if he's on your list. There'll be a link to any article that might have pertinent information available for that. Also check out Casey Joyner's sit-start injury report. Goes a little more in depth. I'm sticking with the skill players. He'll look at the defenses, offensive linemen, things like that might impact play. So check that out as well. And let's dive in. Again, it's week 11. That means the Rams and Broncos are on the off week. Don't play those guys. They'll not get you any points. They'll be almost like playing Falcons, I guess. A gratuitous attack. So we'll start with the Sunday early games. Jared Goff listed as doubtful for the Detroit Lions. Tim Boyle is expected to start. Not a lot of experience. Apparently he has a bigger arm. And God, couldn't get any worse, right? Jamal Williams listed as questionable. Seems likely to play. Jamar Jefferson, the rookie running back, injured his knee and ankle last week. He has been ruled out. For the Cleveland Browns, Donovan Peoples-Jones listed as questionable. Anthony Schwartz, the wide receiver, ruled out with a concussion. The good news, there will be a Nick Chubb. He's been activated from reserve COVID. He will play practice Friday. Baker Mayfield, he's beat up as heck. He's going to continue playing. Jarvis Landry will continue playing through a knee issue. So got that going. As for the Green Bay Packers at Minnesota, Aaron Jones has been ruled out. A.J. Dillon time, people. He's been a top 20 back the last couple weeks. Even with Aaron Jones there, this week he'll get the full workload. Allen Lazard listed as doubtful with a shoulder injury. Expect him to not play. Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, by the way, has a toe injury. He missed a couple days of practice. Got back on the field Friday. Not listed on the injury report. Adams not on the injury report. Marquez Valdez-Scantling not on the injury report. So all those guys will be good to go, even if they're not quite 100%. So they'll be serviceable for you in this matchup against the Vikings. Vikings are in good shape. New York Jets are hosting the Miami Dolphins. Zach Wilson listed as doubtful. He will not play. Joe Flacco gets the start this week. So I'm told he's elite. We'll see. I don't know. Jets, the defense. Tua Tagovailoa off the injury report. It's a great matchup. Jets defense giving up 175 points a game. Don't dial back too far on your Dolphins this week. For Baltimore, it got trickier earlier today, Saturday. Lamar Jackson, who had been missed a couple days of practice with an illness, avoided injury designation on Friday. He was added back to the injury report on Saturday as questionable. The Ravens are kind of notorious for taking the letter of the rule, the spirit of the letter of the rule for the NFL, which is basically if players miss a certain amount of time of practice, they should be listed as questionable. He missed 2 days, came back Friday. Say it's a cold-like illness, not COVID-related. He's making the trip to Chicago. I would expect him to play, but he is listed as questionable, so you'll have to watch that. Also questionable, Latavius Murray with the ankle issue. Marquise Brown with ongoing, I think it's a thigh issue. He seems likely to play as well. Devin Duvernay also has a thigh issue. Rashad Bateman missed 1 day of practice with illness. You'll have to watch the Sunday morning inactive announcement. I'll have that here on the site. Also have it on Sirius XM Radio, me and Jeff Mans. But I would expect Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown to play. So we'll just have to watch that and see how it goes. Allen Robinson for Chicago, listed as doubtful. Don't expect him to play. Hamstring injury apparently hurt in the last game against Pittsburgh. Had the bye week, didn't get better. Damien Williams, also the running back, was removed from the injury report on Friday, added back on Saturday as doubtful. Expect him to not play with a calf injury. For the Philadelphia, as I mentioned, Miles Sanders, one of those guys we'll be watching for to see if he's designated. He has been designated returned, but to see if he's activated. If you remember last year, Jalen Hurts' first start was against the Saints. Nobody had run for 100 yards against the Saints in like over a year, and both Hurts and Sanders ran for 100 yards. Would like to see Sanders get back into this run-heavy offense and see what he can do, but we'll know that. Check back the website if you're watching this after. You'll be able to look now, but 4 p.m. Eastern time is the deadline to activate players. Alvin Kamara in that game has been ruled out. If he missed his second straight game, Mark Ingram will get the start. Tony James Jr., the running back, has been designated to return. We'll see if he gets that activation, but wouldn't shade my impression of Mark Ingram getting a full workload either way. For the Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the San Francisco 49ers, James Robinson listed as questionable, added a knee issue to the heel issue he played through last week. it's not that daunting a matchup. Hopefully he's healthy enough to go. Seems like he's trending in that direction. On the other side, Elijah Mitchell almost certainly will not play. Been listed as doubtful for this game. Jermichael Hasty ruled out. Jeff Wilson Jr., next man up at running back. Trey Sermon available. They haven't shown a lot of trust in Trey Sermon. I would expect it to be Jeff Wilson, but you'll have to watch that one and see how it plays out. Deebo Samuel removed from the injury report on Friday, had an ongoing shin issue. For the Carolina Panthers, facing the Washington football team, Cam Newton gets the start. It's official, so no more mystery. On the other side of the ball, Curtis Samuel, the former Panther, listed as questionable for this game, has only appeared in 2 games this season, has missed 3 in a row, has a lingering groin issue that dates back to June. So not sure what I would expect from him in his first game back. Also, Ricky Seals-Jones has been ruled out with a hip injury. Logan Thomas has been designated return, hasn't practiced all this week. I'm not sure he'll make it back, so you might want to avoid that position if you can. Everyone else, Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin came off the injury report on Friday. Shin for Gibson, shoulder for McLaurin. Seems likely they will play as usual. And last week was great for Gibson, right? So hopefully they can get a lead. For the Tennessee Titans hosting the Houston Texans, Jerry McNichols and Jeff Swain, the running back and tight end, have been ruled out. So it's Adrian Peterson, Deontay Foreman are the 2 running backs of note for the Titans, who may be able to do a run-heavy approach against this Houston. They may be able to do whatever they want against this Houston defense. It's not good. That takes us into the late afternoon window, where things are also interesting. And not Jalen Richard. He's listed as questionable. He's not that interesting. Limited to return work for the Raiders, but he is listed as questionable. Auden Tate also on the other side of the ball for Cincinnati. Everyone else is good to go in this one. Josh Jacobs came off the injury report. He had a knee issue early in the week, and he'll be good to go. The game, so Clyde Edwards-Lair was another guy we're talking about as being designated return from IR. Andy Reid has been non-committal up to this point. He's said things that are very positive. He said things that are very neutral. We'll find out. And if he's back, it'll be a tricky situation trying to figure out whether to play him or Darrell Williams, or whether you can play them both. They might both be playable commodities, and it'll be a shootout against the Dallas Cowboys, who will not have Amari Cooper. He tested positive for COVID. He is not vaccinated, so he will not play this week or next week. They have the Thursday Thanksgiving game. So CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson move up in the rotation at wideout with Cooper out this game and another. Arizona at Seattle. DeAndre Hopkins ruled out. That decision has been made for us. Won't have to worry about that one. The quarterback situation remains in play. However, Kyler Murray has been practicing this week. They're optimistic. Remember, they have a bye next week. He's listed as questionable. Colt McCoy also listed as questionable with a pec injury. Murray has the ankle issue. Affects his mobility. Mobility, big part of his game. We'll see what they do. This sounds like they'll take it right up to game time. My guess would be he seems ready to go, but that bye week is going to be an issue. On the other side of the ball, Chris Carson will not play again this year. He's going back on IR. We'll have neck surgery. They'll let Alex Collins, Rashad Penny, DJ Dallas, Travis Homer all carry the workload going forward. They'd like to be run heavier, Seattle. We'll see if they have the weapons to do that. Sunday Night Football, Ben Roethlisberger has been cleared. He's flying out to Los Angeles on a separate plane than the team charter just to be safe. But he has been activated and is expected to start as usual. Monday Night Football got interesting. Saturday injury report is out. Saquon Barkley questionable. Devontae Booker questionable as well. Both seem to be trending towards playing. Sterling Shepard has been ruled out. It's a Monday night game. Questionable guys are tricky. That's why the addition of Rob Gronkowski to the Saturday injury report. Gronk practiced Thursday and Friday. Both he and Bruce Arians said the arrow was pointing up. Then Saturday, no practice for Gronk. He's listed as questionable. Seems likely a setback, but we'll find out. He's been dealing with the back issue coming off the rib injury, so it's a mess there. Antonio Brown has been ruled out for this game as well. Chris Godwin off the injury report. So there you have it. Check back with the website. Tons of great information available for you. Once again, watch the late-breaking updates section for any changes to this information, because this information changes. It evolves. Things happen. It's been evolving all day today, so make sure you look at the late-breaking news, get your players of interest here that I've mentioned, and then go search them out on the FSP staff rankings. There'll be links to all the latest articles for those players if you so desire. Check Casey Joyner. We'll do a Sunday morning update on his sit-start injury report. You'll want to check that out, as well as our pregame show with Jason Brady and Jamie Calandro Sunday morning. And also, you can catch me on the pregame show with Jeff Manns on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. We'll have all the inactives in real time. If you're watching this Saturday afternoon, Mike Dempsey and myself will be on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio from 5 to 7 Saturday evening. Then we'll jump over on NFL Radio from 8 to 11, taking your calls, answering questions, chopping it up, having a good time. So Check it out. Tons of good content on the site beyond the injury information, everything. As always, great columns from Jamie Calandro, John Laub, Justin Lanero, Evan Tarciano, Joe Kalana, Reginald James, Matthew Sharon. Tons of tools. DFS lineup optimizer, Emil Cadlick doing a great job with all these things. DFS ownership percentages as well. So check it all out. FootballDiehards.com. There we have it. Good luck. Dominate week 11. We'll see you week 12.